4-year layoff for GSP. He sure looked good tonight. What did you take away from this evening?
All the critics were right. They said Georges St-Pierre wouldn't be as fast as he used to be. He wasn't. They said Georges St-Pierre wouldn't be wrestle like he used to. He didn't. They said Georges St-Pierre would give up muscle against Michael Bisping. He did. What everybody learned is the gap between Georges St-Pierre as a mixed martial artist and the rest of the world is too big for anybody else to close. That is the greatest fighter we've ever seen. We knew that 4 years ago, but people have short-term memories. They were reminded of it tonight.
You said the greatest fighter we've ever seen. You're talking about in the history of the sport, any division?
Any division. Listen, there's only a debate between two guys. Is it Jon Jones or is it GSP? One of them broke all of the rules, and one of them won 2 divisions in 2 different weight classes. Man, that closes the book.
Chael, what's next? We talked with Gilbert a little bit about what's next. Gilbert said there's a possibility that GSP might drop down to 155. He fought at 185 tonight. Do you think that's viable? What do you think is next for him?
I can tell you to support Gilbert's claim, the first one to start that rumor was Georges St-Pierre. Before he ever came back, he said, you know what, I'm a little bit smaller. I might go down to 155. Then all of a sudden, he liked the matchup with Bisping, and he went up. Now, let me give you a little insider baseball. Dana White saw this coming. Dana White thought, you know what, George, you're a little too aggressive to take on the Michael Bisping fight, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep you around for Yoel Romero, for Jacare, for interim champion Robert Whittaker. So instead of doing a standard contract with you, you're going to guarantee me 2 fights with penalty should you not do it. You're going to fight Bisping, and if you win, you're guaranteeing me now you're going to fight Robert Whittaker. Georges St-Pierre signed that contract. Now, Dana can change his mind, and when Gilbert's talking about him going down to 155, he's totally talking about one thing, which is Conor McGregor in the biggest fight of all time. But I think that might be a little bit aggressive. If you want to know what I think, I don't think Dana's going to make the biggest fight of all time. I think he's going to stay with the division, stay with his principles, and I think we're going to see Whittaker, Georges St-Pierre.